Hello, my friend. Sit down. Get comfortable. Maybe make a cup of tea. This is a story for you, not for anyone else, just for you. It does not matter if you are 10 years old or 50 years old. It does not matter if you are learning English or if you are learning about life. This story is for your heart. Close your eyes for a moment or just look out the window. Take a deep breath in and let it out slowly. Now, let us begin. Chapter 1 The Man Who Stopped Walking. There was a man named Leo. Leo lived in a small, gray city. The buildings were tall and old. The sky was often white, like a sheet of paper. Every morning, Leo woke up to the sound of his alarm clock. He drank the same coffee. He walked the same streets to the same job. He did the same work. He came home. He ate dinner. He watched television. He went to sleep, and then he did it all again. Leo was not sad. He was not angry. He was just tired. Deep inside, he felt like a machine that turns on and off, but never feels the sun. He looked at other people and wondered, how do they smile? How do they have energy? What is wrong with me? One evening, Leo was walking home. It was cold. He put his hands in his pockets. He walked past a small, old park. He had walked past this park 1,000 times, but this time he stopped. He stopped walking. He looked at the park. There was a single wooden bench. The paint was old and peeling. A yellow streetlight above it made a small circle of warm light on the ground. The rest of the park was dark. Leo looked at the bench. He felt something. It was a small feeling, a tiny whisper inside him. The whisper said, "Sit down. It's cold," Leo thought. "I need to go home." But the whisper came again, softer. "Sit down, just for a moment." So Leo did. He walked into the park and sat on the old wooden bench. The wood was cold through his pants. He could hear the city far away, like a quiet river. He looked up. The white sky of the day had become a deep, dark blue, and there, right above him, was one single star. It was small. It was not very bright, but it was there. Leo looked at that star. He did not think about work. He did not think about his problems. He just looked. For the first time in years, Leo took a real breath. Chapter 2 The Gardener. Leo started going to the park every evening. He would sit on the bench and look at the sky. He felt silly at first. A grown man, just sitting on a bench. But he kept doing it. It was his small secret. One evening, an old woman came to the park. She was small and thin. Her hands were dirty with soil. She carried a small bag of tools. She did not see Leo at first. She walked to a patch of earth near the bench. She knelt down, even though her knees were old, and she began to dig. Leo watched her. She worked slowly, carefully. She pulled out small weeds. She turned the soil with her hands. Finally, she looked up and saw him. She smiled. Her face was full of wrinkles, but her eyes were bright, like the star Leo always looked at. "Hello," she said. Her voice was soft and scratchy, like leaves blowing on the ground. "Hello," Leo said. "I am Clara," she said. "I am the gardener here." "Well, I'm not paid to be here. I just love this little piece of land." Leo nodded. "I just like to sit here," he said. "It is quiet." Clara sat on the ground, resting. She looked at Leo. "You look like a man who has forgotten how to grow," she said. Leo was surprised. "What do you mean?" Clara pointed to the soil. "Look at this earth. It is hard. It is dry. No one has taken care of it for a long time. It looks dead, but it is not dead. It is just waiting. It is waiting for someone to bring water, to bring light, to be patient." She looked at Leo. "People are the same. We get hard. We get dry. We feel dead inside. But we are not dead. We are just waiting for someone to take care of us. But that someone, it must be ourselves." Leo did not know what to say. He just listened. "I come here every day," Clara continued. "I do a little bit. Just a little. I pull out 5 weeds. I water one small area. It does not change overnight, but after 1 year, After 10 years, luck, she waved her hand around the small park. Leo looked. He saw small flowers near the fence. He saw a bush with green leaves. He saw that the park was not just old and gray. It had small spots of life. The secret is not doing everything at once, Clara whispered. The secret is doing one small thing every day. Chapter 3 The First Small Step That night, Leo could not sleep. He kept thinking about Clara's words. One small thing every day. The next morning, Leo woke up to his alarm. He felt the same tiredness. But instead of just getting up, he stopped. He lay in bed for one extra minute. He asked himself, what is one small thing I can do today? He did not have an answer, so he got up. He drank his coffee. He went to work. That evening he went back to the park. Clara was there, watering some small plants. Clara, Leo said, I thought about what you said, but I do not know what my one small thing should be. My life feels empty. Clara put down her watering can. She sat on the bench next to him. Leo, she said, tell me one thing. What did you want to be when you were a child? Leo thought. It was a long time ago. Then he remembered. He smiled a little. I wanted to build things, he said. When I was a boy, I loved wood. I loved the smell of it. I wanted to be a carpenter. I wanted to make tables and chairs. Clara nodded. And what happened? Leo shrugged. Life happened. My father said it was not a real job. I went to school. I got an office job. I forgot about wood. Clara looked at him with her bright eyes. The wood did not forget about you, Leo. It is still waiting. Leo felt a strange feeling in his chest. It was like a tiny flame. The next day, after work, Leo did not go straight home. He walked to a hardware store. He felt nervous. He felt like a child again. He walked inside. There were so many things. He did not know what to buy. He saw a small piece of wood. It was just a scrap, really. It was cheap. He bought it. He also bought a small piece of sandpaper. That was all. That night, at his kitchen table, Leo took out the wood and the sandpaper. He did not know what he was making. He just started rubbing the sandpaper on the wood. Back and forth. Back and forth. It was rough. The sandpaper scratched his fingers a little, but as he rubbed, the wood became smoother. It felt warm. He did this for only 10 minutes. Then he stopped. He looked at the small piece of wood. It was not a table. It was not a chair. It was just a smooth piece of wood. But for the first time in years, Leo felt like he had done something real. That was his first small step. Chapter 4 The Discipline of Sandpaper Leo kept doing it. Every night, after work, he would sit at his kitchen table. He would sand the wood. He bought more wood. Small blocks. He just sanded them. It seemed silly, but Clara had told him, discipline is not about doing big, amazing things. Discipline is about doing the small, boring thing, every single day, even when you don't feel like it. Some days, Leo came home from work feeling very tired. His head hurt. He wanted to just watch television, but he would look at the small pile of wood on his table. He would remember the feeling of the smooth surface. He would sit down, just for 5 minutes, and sand. He learned something important. The discipline was not in the sanding. The discipline was in choosing to sand. Every day he chose to be a man who made things, even if just for a few minutes. That choice made him feel stronger inside. One day, after a few weeks, he looked at his blocks. They were all smooth. They were beautiful. He had an idea. He went back to the hardware store. This time, he bought some wood glue. That night, he glued 2 blocks together. Then another block. He was building something. He did not know what yet, but he was building. He made mistakes. Sometimes the glue would drip. Sometimes the pieces would not stay straight. He would get frustrated. He wanted to throw the wood away, but then he remembered Clara talking about the soil. Mistakes are like weeds. You just pull them out and keep going. You learn. You try again. He learned that making mistakes was not the end. Making mistakes was how you learned. The wood did not break if he made a mistake. He could just sand it down and try again. Asterisk asterisk chapter 5 Clara's story asterisk asterisk. One weekend, Leo went to the park during the day. Clara was there, sitting on the bench resting. Leo sat next to her. He told her about the wood. He told her about his small workshop in the kitchen. He told her about his mistakes. Clara listened and smiled. Then she told him her story. I was not always a gardener, Leo, she said. Many years ago, I was a teacher. I loved it. I loved the children. But then my husband got sick. I had to leave my job to take care of him. For 5 years, I took care of him. It was hard. It was the hardest time of my life. Leo listened quietly. After he passed away, Clara continued, I was alone. I had no job. I had no family nearby. I was like this dry soil. I felt empty. I stayed in my small apartment for a whole year. I did not go out. What changed? Leo asked. Clara pointed to the park. One day, I looked out my window. It was spring. I saw a small tree in this park. It had been dead all winter, but now there were small green leaves on it. I looked at that tree and I thought, if that tree can come back to life, why can't I? She smiled. So I came down. I did not know anything about plants. I just started pulling weeds. It was my sandpaper. It was my one small thing. Every day, I came here. The park healed me, and I healed the park. Leo felt tears in his eyes. He understood now. Clara was not just a gardener. She was proof. Proof that you can start again. Proof that it is never too late. Proof that small steps taken every day can bring a dead thing back to life. Asterisk asterisk chapter 6 The clock and the chair asterisk asterisk. Months passed. Leo's kitchen table was now a small workshop. He had learned to make small boxes. He gave one to Clara to keep her gardening seeds in. She loved it. But Leo wanted to make something bigger, something that would take a long time. He wanted to make a chair. A chair is hard to make. It has to be strong. It has to be comfortable. All the pieces have to fit perfectly. Leo knew he had to manage his time. He could not build a chair in one night. He had to plan. He made a new rule for himself. Every day, after work, he would spend 1 hour on the chair. Just 1 hour. No more, no less. He set a small clock on his work table. When the clock said 1 hour had passed, he would stop, even if he wanted to keep going. This was his lesson in time management. He learned that time is like a river. You cannot stop it, but you can decide where to put your bucket. He decided to put his bucket in the river of woodworking for 1 hour every day. Some days the hour went very fast. Some days it went very slow, but he always did it. He learned patience. The chair did not appear quickly. First, he had to find the right wood. Then he had to cut the pieces. Then he had to sand every piece until it was soft. Then he had to fit them together. He made many mistakes. One leg was too short. He had to start that leg again. He felt like giving up. He looked at the pile of wood and thought, this is too hard. I am not good enough. But then he remembered the star. He remembered the first night on the bench. He remembered that he had started with a single piece of scrap wood and some sandpaper. He had come so far. He could not stop now. He fixed the leg. Asterisk asterisk chapter 7 The Day of Doubt asterisk asterisk. One day, a man from Leo's office came to visit. His name was Mark. Mark was successful. He had a big car and a loud voice. He saw Leo's workshop in the kitchen. What is this? Mark laughed. Are you playing with wood, Leo? You are a grown man. Why are you wasting your time? You should be working harder at the office. You should be trying to get a promotion. Leo felt his face get hot. He felt small. He felt stupid. After Mark left, Leo looked at his half-finished chair. It looked ugly to him now. It looked like a toy, a waste of time. He did not work on the chair that night, or the next night. He stopped going to the park. He felt his old tiredness coming back. the gray feeling. A week later, he was walking home. He was looking at the ground. He heard a soft voice. Leah. It was Clara. She was sitting on the bench. She looked older, but her eyes were still bright. I have not seen you, she said. Are you okay? Leo sat down. He told her about Mark. He told her how he felt. Leo, Clara said, listen to me. That man, Mark, he does not know you. He does not know your heart. He does not know the feeling of making something with your own hands. He only knows money and loud voices. She put her small, dirty hand on his arm. Confidence is not about thinking you are better than others, she said. Confidence is knowing that what you do has value, even if others do not understand it. Ego says, I'm better than you. Confidence says, I'm enough. I am on my path and you are on yours. She pointed to the chair leg he was working on months ago. He had brought it with him without thinking. Look at that, she said. You made that. It is strong. It is real. That is your confidence, not in your words, but in your hands. Leo looked at the chair leg. It was strong. It was smooth. He had made it. No one else. He went home that night and looked at the unfinished chair. He picked up his sandpaper. He started to work. Chapter 8 The English Student There was a boy who lived in the apartment next to Leo. His name was Sam. Sam was 10 years old. He had just moved to the country with his family. He did not speak English very well. Sometimes Sam would see Leo through the window working on his wood. Sam was curious. One day he knocked on Leo's door. Hello, Sam said slowly. I am Sam. I live next door. Leo smiled. Hello, Sam. I am Leo. Sam pointed to the wood. What is that? Leo invited him in. He showed Sam the chair. He showed him the tools. Sam's eyes got big. Can I try? Sam asked. Leo handed him a small piece of wood and some sandpaper. He showed Sam how to do it. Sam tried. He was not very good. He made slow movements. I am sorry, Sam said. My English is not good. I am slow. Leo shook his head. Sam, do you see this wood? When I started, I was slow too. I made many mistakes, just like you are doing now. But look, he picked up a finished piece. It was perfect. This came from being slow. This came from making mistakes. You do not learn by being fast. You learn by trying, and trying again. Sam looked at the wood. Then he looked at Leo. English is like wood? Sam asked. Leo laughed. Yes, English is like wood. At first it is rough. It is hard. But if you practice a little every day, if you are not afraid to make mistakes, it will become smooth. One day, you will speak English beautifully, but you must be patient. You must do a little bit every day. From that day on, Sam came to Leo's apartment after school. They would work on the chair together, and they would talk. Sam would try to speak English. He would make mistakes. Leo would help him. Sam would teach Leo words from his own language. They learned together. They grew together. Chapter 9 The chair is finished. One evening, almost a year after Leo had started, the chair was finished. It was not a perfect chair. If you looked closely, you could see small mistakes. One leg was a tiny bit shorter than the others. But it was strong. It was beautiful. The wood was smooth and warm. Leo sat in the chair for the first time. It felt right. It felt like home. Sam was there. Clara was there. Leo had carried the chair down to the park so Clara could see it in the place where it all started. You did it, Leo, Clara said, her voice full of emotion. We did it, Leo said, looking at Sam. I could not have done it without my friends. Leo looked at the star in the sky, the same one he had seen on that first night. It was still there, small, steady, always there. He understood now. The star was not magic. It was just a star, but it reminded him to look up. It reminded him to stop. It reminded him that even in the darkest sky, there is light. He learned that life is not about one big moment. It is about many small moments. It is about choosing, every day, to be a little better than you were yesterday. It is about being honest with yourself. It is about having the integrity to keep your promise to yourself, even when no one is watching. He learned that hard work is not suffering. Hard work is love. It is love for the thing you are making. It is love for the person you are becoming. And he learned that you are never too old and it is never too late. The soil is always waiting for you to start digging. Chapter 10, a soft ending. So, my friend, this is the end of the story about Leo and Clara and Sam and a wooden chair. But it is not really an end. It is a beginning, because every day is a new beginning for you. Maybe you feel like Leo did at the start, suck, tired, gray inside. Maybe you are learning English like Sam. You feel slow, you make mistakes, you feel like you will never be good enough. Maybe you are like Clara, you have been through hard times. You are tired, but you still have a little light inside you. Listen to me. You do not need to build a chair. You do not need to become a gardener, but you need to find your own small piece of wood, your own small patch of soil. What is the one small thing you can do today? Not tomorrow, today. Can you read one page of an English book? Can you write 2 sentences in a notebook? Can you walk for 5 minutes outside? Can you call a friend and say hello? Can you sit on a bench and look at the sky for just 2 minutes? That is your sandpaper. That is your first small step. Do not worry about the whole chair. Do not worry about the whole garden. Just worry about today. Just worry about this one small thing. And tomorrow, do it again. Mistakes will come. Days of doubt will come. People like Mark will laugh. Let them laugh. You are on your path. You are building your life, piece by piece, day by day. Be honest with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Believe that you can grow, because you can. The soil is not dead. It is just waiting for you. Thank you for listening to this story. I hope it helped you. I hope it made you feel a little warmer inside. I hope it made you feel that you are not alone. If you liked this story, please click the like button. It helps more people find it. And if you want to hear more stories that help you learn English and learn about life, please subscribe to the channel. Just click the button below. It is a small thing, but it helps me know that you are here. Share this story with a friend who needs to hear it. Maybe they feel stuck today. Maybe this story can be their small light. Take care of yourself. Be patient. Be brave. And tomorrow, do one small thing. I will be here with another story, waiting for you. Goodbye, my friend.